Well, hello guys, welcome back. Okay, now I have a little more time, make you a little more thoughtful video because it's now dark outside. Yeah, I can't play in the snow now. Well, I could, but yeah, make you more thoughtful video. Um, like I said, Lord Hades had been trying to come through, and I had lit a tea light to Apollo and put his bay leaf oil on it, and I was putting out like healing energy, but like towards the gods, towards the country, towards whomever and whatever needed healing. And I got the idea to definitely push, and I thought it was from Apollo to do smudging, do cleansing, and Lord Hades is the one who took over for that. And Loki's in the back smiling and saying, "Mention the part about me being the manager of Lokean." Yeah, he kind of oversaw everything, and so we did that, and it felt right and respectful to call upon the powers that have always been here as a guest and say, we need your help. We're obviously screwing this up on our own emotions, but we need your help. We need you to please come in and like sort this out for us. So they felt more than happy, and it felt so cleansing and so uplifting. And it's good that we did that, because I had this really strange dream this morning and I could not figure it out. I had a tattoo sleeve. Like, if you've ever seen the reconstruction of Greek statues, they were actually painted all these bright, vivid colors. And I had this sort of fan-shaped, I guess it would be to represent armor, like armor, I guess, tattoo sleeve. And it went from my wrist up to my elbow, my left arm. And I'm sitting in a chair, in a makeup chair, in a very young, very handsome looking, with all of his white makeup they used to wear. Marilyn Manson is putting goth makeup on me. He's putting it like up both arms, he's putting it all over my face, and I think they're even putting longer, bigger black nails on me. And they're doing the black hair, or maybe they left it red, I'm not sure. But the point was, we were covering up the tattoo, and I got an impression that the tattoo would change into either a shield or a sword and would allow me to fight demons. And these are kind of like demons like out of the Doom game or something. I'm like, okay, one, no more Percy Jackson for me ever. And two, what was that all about? Because he was like, Marilyn Manson's been having some problems lately, but he was like very chill and very sweet in this dream. And it was like, why would I even dream of him? I knew he was having trouble the other day, unless that was a performance piece, and I meant to try to make a video and I couldn't get together, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm dismissing it. But I think what it was just Hades reminding me in his way that sometimes we feel we have to hide our power. Like this tattoo was the power. And I could have went around showing it. There was no danger in doing that, but also it was right and good that Marilyn Manson was sitting there and putting this goth makeup on me, and I was going to get to experience that as well, because I've never gone full on goth makeup, because the way my skin is, it breaks off if I even look at stuff. So I was like, oh, I don't know. So that was interesting. I did my makeup today, and thanks those of you that said it looked nice, because I was like, my god, what did I do? Because remember, I haven't done my makeup in forever. And I thought I went a little overboard, but thank you to those of you that were nice. And that's part of our magic too. We forget that our gods gave us all this stuff, and the reason a lot of conservative people hate it is because it was part of magic ritual. Our clothes were part of magic ritual, our jewelry, our makeup, our hair coloring. I mean, like, Celts used to dye their hair, apparently, dye it blonde, some would dye their hair red, in other cultures, and it all had a deep spiritual meaning, and it was like a gift to the spirits, or to the gods, or to themselves, or to whoever, but it had a spiritual meaning, and we've kind of forgotten that. We don't have to be to the point where it feels uncomfortable. At one time, everything would have had like a spiritual meaning. There would have just been mundane stuff too, but you could also have a spiritual meaning behind it too. So, whatever way works for you, but I think it was kind of to remind me that our makeup can have a spiritual meaning, our hair color, the clothes we wear, and it can help us defeat the demons, meaning, the challenges we come across. That's why it looked like a video game demon. It didn't look like whatever realistic would look like. It looked like something out of a video game because it was meant to be a metaphor. It wasn't meant to mean I'm gonna like start growing a shield out of my arm or sword and like go off and fight people. So it was good to have that dream. It was good to remember that we do have a lot of personal power. We do have a lot of good we can do with our magic because it was definitely a ritual. And I think the weird thing is, now that I'm telling you about this, I remember having a dream like this before, but I think maybe it was Michael Jackson that time in the dream. So maybe the character keeps changing depending on what I'm going through in my life, but I've had that dream before about being in a chair and getting makeup put on, but in that dream, I was going to go into a theater, I think, and there was like nothing bad. It was just it was the same dream to have makeup put on me, kind of like that ritual of preparing yourself, because you remember too that the theater used to be sacred. So it's interesting. I think our gods are starting to remind us that all this stuff used to be sacred, like the theater in Greece and stuff like that, and the Olympian Games, and there were a lot of other games, even gambling, like depending on what god you serve, like if you served Hermes or whatever, it could be seen as a tribute to the gods. A lot of the stuff that people call sinful, no, they call it sinful because, some god was, or goddess was in charge of it, and they kind of needed to get rid of them. So, yeah, it was, there are a lot of things we can do. Anything we do, we can offer it to our gods, and it was just kind of a good reminder that even when it seems so dark, even when it seems like we don't have any hope left, there's always hope left. It was like the last thing at the bottom of the box, the story. The curious young human gets a box and is told, don't open it. And what's the one thing a human's gonna do? You know it. It's like, don't eat that apple. Okay. You gone yet? I'm so eating that apple. It's like the one thing you tell humans not to do. We're gonna do it. And if you created humans, you would know that. It's like, it's a metaphor. It's like the one thing we're not supposed to do is human nature. We're gonna go do it. So, I figured I would catch you guys up. It's been a lot better. The energy's been a lot better. Kind of to deal with the stress. I've been like touching up the color. So, but that's like a ritual too. It was like a beauty ritual. I was actually going to sit around today for like 5 or 6 hours. And even though I seriously don't need to redo the color of my hair, and I was just going to do it for like how soothing it is. But I'm glad I went out and saw that it was snowing, and I got to play in the snow. And I got to remember that as a ritual and made the world's tiniest little snowman as an offering and drew a little heart around it. So, like, when the rain does come later tonight and everything melts that goes into the ground and all that goodness is out there. So, yeah, we can do a lot. Absolutely anything you do can be a ritual. Mailing a letter, going outside, going to work, anything you do can be a magical ritual. Or it's the intent you put behind it. We do magic all the time without realizing it. So I hope you guys like that. I hope it finds you well. I'm just so thankful to be out from under that bad energy. I thought it was like Apollo trying to come through and we were clashing, and it was just they needed to clean out the bad energy because I have strong empathic tendencies. My mother had them. And I have them as well. Like, if something bad would happen, no, you did not want to get around my mother because she had very strong empathic tendencies and she would see it. And that would not be the time to try, to be around her or try to make her feel better. She just had to go through, the process of dealing with it at her own chosen speed. And I'm the same way. Don't try to make me feel better when something bad has happened. I have to process it at, my own speed, and luckily we got through it and the gods helped us through it. So it's all good. It's all good, and I'm very thankful that, the Greek gods came through, and I'm very thankful that, having Loki as a god, he knows when to be up front and center and be on center stage, and he knows when to be overseeing things and still be here, but, it's more important to him and it's more important to the other gods like Hermes and such that we offer shelter to gods that maybe they don't have temples anymore. Maybe they're not even remembered, and maybe I never even meet them. I'm like, they don't have to come forward to meet me. It's not an issue. They can just come in and like have a place to rest and food and shelter and everything. So that's kind of what we do. We kind of run the house, since it's technically a temple, since gods are worshipped here. We run the temple like any god that needs to, they just have to be of good intent. I've never met a god like out to be bad, because they know they can come in and rest and be looked after and then go on their merry way, go wherever they have to. So we have very unusual things happening around here on a daily basis. But it's good and it's fitting, because that way we know they're taken care of, we know they're looked after, because sometimes our gods do need a place to just, rest, to be looked after, to be reminded they are gods. They are awesome. That it was not their fault that, things changed and humans, moved on to other gods or reinvented the gods' stories, or however you look at it. And, it helps them. It helps them remember that they are gods, and that, the ones that aren't remembered, they actually have absolute freedom. They can go everywhere. They can reinvent themselves. They can be the god of whatever they want to be. They only even have to admit they're God. They can just show up as a ghost. I seem to know a god that did that for years. Yeah, I'm like looking over his altar and he's like, what? What? Your house was haunted? No, it wasn't. Bad god. But yeah. They're free then to do what they want. Be free agents, go wherever they want to go. And it's actually, it's quite an honor. It's quite a trip to when you have your house open like that, because you get to meet so many gods and you get to work with so many gods. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Not everyone would be comfortable doing that. Some people want to serve just one god and one god only. I grew up with that, them trying to pound that into my head, and even as a little girl, it wasn't working out. So it's just, that's not how I'm wired. I think the gods give us all gifts and natural inclinations. And my natural inclination is, if a god needs me, I don't care if I work with them. I don't even care if I particularly like them. I'll help them because they're a god. And because, they're worthy of love and praise. That doesn't make me a great person. It's just, that's my natural personality, and that's me following my personality of, I'll help you, just so you know I can't stand you, but yeah, I'll help you. I mean, I'm not that rude. If a god comes that they all know I'm not particularly fond of, I'll be like, okay, come in, I will feed you, I will give you drink, I will give you... Loki's over there's laughing, because there have been times I've been like that with him too, like, here, have some, and Apollo's laughing too, because I've done that with Apollo when we're not getting along. I'm like, here, fine, have a candle, and he's like, oh, that's so warm and heartfelt, you know how to treat a god. So yeah, but it was fun. We played in the snow. Lord Hades was highly amused that I was running around playing in the snow like a little kid. We built a snowman. Well, I built a snowman, and they were all looking on amused. And did the stuff, and later tonight is supposed to change over to rain, so all that beautiful snow will be gone, so I'm glad I showed you. And, yeah. It was a really good day. I never thought I'd get out from under that cloud. I thought I was broken. I was like I'm like super paranoid at times. I'm like, am I starting to go goth because I'm depressed? What's going on? So yeah, but I have dinner waiting for me, so I will end it there. And as I said, I'll make videos as the muse moves me. I usually like to try to work a couple days ahead, but it seems to be working better now if I just make the video as it comes to me and then release it then. If that works for you, I'm glad. When you're doing a topic like this, it's not like just go pick out a game, play it, upload it. It's a little more complicated. Okay, so I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.